The greatest pain is loving someone with all your heart, while they slowly destroy your soul piece by piece. It began in 2021 when I was still in secondary school. Our relationship didn't begin because he approached me himself. It began because his aunt, a woman I respected deeply, encouraged me to accept him. Out of respect for her, I said yes. If I'm being honest, he wouldn't be the kind of man most girls would dream about. He wasn't very handsome and he was quite short. But love isn't about appearance. I looked beyond what everyone else could see and chose to love him for who he was. Slowly, he became my world. I introduced him to all my friends because I was proud to call him mine. I became close to his family, visited him during school holidays, before returning to boarding school, and believed every promise he made. He promised me a future. He promised me marriage. He promised me forever. Because of those promises, I rejected many other men. My heart belonged to him, and I never imagined loving anyone else. But there is one chapter of my story that I have carried in silence for years. The first time I visited him while he was sick, I went there only to take care of him, to take care of the man I loved. I trusted him completely with every living cell in me. He said he wanted to sleep with me, and I peacefully refused. Before anything happened, I told him I had never been with a man before. I told him I was a virgin, I was scared, and wanted to understand how important that moment was to me. Instead of listening, he refused to believe me. He thought I was lying because I was already 19 years and almost 20 years at that time. He couldn't believe. He forced himself on me. That day, I lost something I had only dreamed of giving freely to the man I would one day marry. I remember the unbearable pain. I remember the bleeding. I remember struggling to walk. I remember leaving his place in tears, wondering why the person who claimed to love me could hurt me like that. Instead of holding me, comforting me, or making sure I was okay, he simply gave me transport money and sent me home. For the next 2 days, he never called to ask whether I had arrived safely. He never asked if I was still bleeding. He never asked whether I was in pain. I convinced myself he was just busy. From that day on, I became the one who always called first. If I didn't call him, he wouldn't talk that day. Looking back now, I realized that wasn't love. That was the first warning I chose to ignore. I would have walked away, but I chose to stay because I didn't want any other man to see my nakedness apart from him. I mistook neglect for being busy. I mistook silence for peace. I mistook control for love. Still, I stayed because I loved him. After completing secondary school in 2022, I started working while still dreaming about the life we had planned together. Then in 2023, everything changed. Almost overnight, the man I knew disappeared. He stopped answering my calls. He became distant. Every conversation turned into an argument. The same man who once promised to spend his life with me suddenly accused me of cheating. And I can still swear now that he is the only man I have slept with. God is my witness. I cried myself to sleep many times, asking God what I had done wrong. I spoke to one of my closest friends who even called him, but he denied everything. His family defended him. His friend told me he was probably just busy with his work. Everyone believed him. No one believed me. So I continued fighting for a relationship that only one person wanted to save. Little did I know, while I was trying to fix us, he was preparing to replace me. Without saying a single word to me, he traveled to his village for his traditional introduction to another woman. The most heartbreaking part wasn't that he was marrying someone else. The most heartbreaking part was that I already knew. People had already sent me photographs of the woman. I had known for a month, yet I remained silent. Not because I was weak, but because I wanted to see whether he would tell me the truth himself. His family knew, his friends knew. Some of them still called me our wife, while knowing he was preparing to marry another woman. Every time he said those words, my heart broke a little more. During his introduction ceremony, Fate played another cruel joke. He met one of my closest friends because the woman he was introducing happened to be her cousin. He begged my friend not to tell me until he returned to the city. He wanted to explain everything himself. He had no idea I had already cried over that truth months earlier. When he returned, he kept asking me to meet him because there was something important he wanted to tell me. I refused, not because I hated him, but because some explanation loses their meaning after the decision has already been made. Soon afterward, he returned to the village and completed his traditional marriage. Later, one of my friends convinced me to hear him out. So I went. He looked at me and told me his family had forced him to marry another woman and that he couldn't go against their wishes. He also added that I can be his second wife, that he loves me and I can still marry him. But it was all a lie. It was his own decision to marry her. He expected me to cry. He expected me to beg. He expected me to be angry. He thought I would accept him back. Instead, I calmly congratulated him. Then I told him something he never expected to hear. I already knew you were marrying, and we have to end this relationship today. The look on his face said everything. He realized I have been carrying that pain alone for months. Sometimes silence hurts more than tears. Sometimes walking away says more than 1,000 arguments ever could. Time passed. Thinking I could at least trust my closest friend, I told her everything I had discovered about him. The woman he had been talking to while we were still together, my suspicions, my heartbreak, and my fears. What I didn't know was that she had started dating one of his closest friends. Every private conversation I shared with her found its way back to him. One day, he confronted me and something that only she knew. That was the day I realized I hadn't lost the man I loved. I had also lost a friend too. I never comforted her. I never argued. I simply disappeared from her life. Whenever she asked me why I stopped calling or visiting, I smiled and said I was busy with school. Sometimes silence is the only way to protect what is left of your heart. Unfortunately, that relationship didn't work out. And as we are talking, she tells everyone that I didn't stop her, that I would have told her that they are not good people to date. The broken girl who once cried herself to sleep has become a stronger woman. The man who once left me is now married. His wife is a housewife, uneducated, and I'm almost finishing my university. He has a son now. Life didn't turn out the way he expected. Now he calls me. Now he apologizes. Now he says he regrets everything. Now he wants me back. But some wounds are too deep to pretend they never happened. Some apologies arrive after the heart has already learned how to survive without the person who broke it. The saddest part of my story isn't that he left me, is that I loved him honestly while he lied to me. Is that I trusted him with my heart, my future, and my first time, and he repaid that trust with betrayal. And the friend I trusted with my tears quietly carried my secrets back to the people who had caused them. People often ask why I never fought back. The truth is, I did. I fought every day by surviving. I fought by choosing peace over revenge. I fought by refusing to let betrayal make me bitter. Today, I no longer miss the man who left me. I miss the innocent girl who believed every promise he made. I deserved a love that never made me question my worth. Please, now that he wants me back, should I accept him or walk away as I did years back? What do you guys think? Should she accept him back? Because I was thinking after this all that write up, she wasn't going to ask, should I accept him back? Well, for me, baby girl, it seems that you have still not yet moved away from this man. You're still in love with him because for you to ask this question, that means you still want him back. For me, follow your heart. Yes, follow your heart. If you guys have anything better to tell in the comment section, please let her know because she'll be listening. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Like I said, they know advice best when they in love. So, baby girl, follow your heart. I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.